Greetings from Beatrice. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are in this world. I am your young encourager. So our topic today is standing out, and this is the final episode. I'm wrapping the final episode on this podcast. And happy Monday. It's Mondays again. Okay, so before I get on board, please like, share, subscribe, click on the notification bell. So I do apologize. Last week I spoke about mental health because mental wellness, because that was really heavy on the inside of me, and because of a colleague I knew who passed away as a result of some mental stuff. I'm sure you listened to that. If you haven't, you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel, or subsequently you can go on my website to get that. So I'm just going to recap on the previous things which we talked about in regards to standing out. We did mention to have a non-negotiable why. Please have a non-negotiable why. You don't want to enter 2021 without that. We did talk about being exceptional. We talk about incorporating systems from your employer for your personal brand or for your personal business. We talked about giving value. We talked about getting a mentor, and we talked about getting a routine. So in this episode, we'll be talking about the last three. So in total, it's 9. You have to do these 9 things to stand out. So the 3 things you will need to do, and I'm going to be very real on this episode, is accepting adversity. Okay, you have to accept adversity in order to stand out, and you have to accept responsibility in order to stand out, and you have to bounce back. Okay, so accepting adversity, accepting responsibility, and bouncing back. So let's get on board. So I'm just going to start with a quote by Maya Angelou. She says, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. It may be necessary to encounter the defeat so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it." So I love the words she's using. Let's go back. You may encounter many difficulties. You will though. But you must not be defeated. I love that word. And then it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are. I love that. What you can rise from and how you can come out. So there is this myth, especially the media shows, especially the online store right now, like the online business right now is jam-packed. Everybody wants to sell something. I don't know if you've noticed it, but you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, everybody's trying to sell something. Everybody's on your face. And everything looks so glamorous. Everything looks so well laid out or prepared. They don't show you any adversity that they've been through. But trust me, they've probably had 5 or 6 years where they failed a couple of times. And the good thing about adversity is it polishes you, it rebrands you. Now, when a mistake is made, when you get out of that mistake, you're not the same person. You do it a different way. So this is the reality of this. If you want to stand out, get ready to make mistakes. Get ready to accept adversity and failure. There are 2 sides of the same coin. You will fail at some point. You will go through obstacles at some point. Me, I've gone through a ton of, when I in my 20s, I'm like, wow, how come nobody told me about it? And the reason is because the media has put it in our eyes that, everything should be easy. Everything should be fast food. It should be like a microwave. No, success don't work that way. It's slowly over time, right? That's how it works. And I love her quotes, because here she says you can rise from it. You come out of it. And that's why if you notice great men and great women in the world today, they always tell you, I feel that something, and then I came out. I'm going to talk about Oprah Winfrey a little bit, and I came out and I did well, and then I got fired, and Oprah got fired at some point when she was in her 20s. She did, but look at her today. She's extremely influential. And I'm going to talk about my wonderful Sinach. Come on, I will not trust me, Sinach is she's a role model to me. At the same time, when I hear her sing, I feel like I don't. It's indescribable. I love Sinach, and Sinach actually mentioned her dad didn't want her to do that, right? Her dad told her, no, music is not. It's not for people don't make money off of music, but she did not let that, right? She did not let that diminish her. She did not let that to make her small. She pushed forth out of that. And trust me, words are powerful. A word can be said to someone and someone will remain that way just because of that word. So be mindful of your words. I'll get to that in a different episode. I also wanted to mention, it's a myth that you will never go through adversity in this life. It's a myth. If you think you won't go through anything, just throw that into the garbage, because you will go through a lot. Even getting into the online platform, you might try something over and over again and find out that, oh, this doesn't work for me, and then you change style and then you keep going. And I was also going to mention another quote from Thomas Edison. He says, "I have not failed. I found 1,000 ways that won't work." And I want to talk about Thomas Edison for a bit. Sorry, I'm going really long on this particular category, which is accepting adversity. Thomas Edison tried fixing a bulb 1,000 times before he finally got the solution. So this idea of, oh, everything should be easy, or I should always figure it out the first time, it's not. You need to, if that is something you have in your head, just dump it in the garbage. Always accept adversity. Like, if adversity does not occur in life, nothing would be, like, things wouldn't be the way they are. So, adversity is a necessity. And if you want to stand out, you must be ready. Have it in your plan. When you have plans, when you have goals, put a section for adversities and failures. And people call it miscellaneous, because they would happen. Now, the second category is accepting responsibility. And here is a quote from Michael Corder. "Success on any major scale requires you to accept responsibility. In the final analysis, the one quality that all successful people have is the ability to take on responsibility." I am guilty of this. Most times if something doesn't happen, I'm like, oh no, he caused that. Oh no, she caused that. We're always, and I know it's because we are humans, it's fine. We're always quick to blame someone else. No, don't blame someone. Accept the responsibility. Take it and say, oh, I did not do this well. Oh, I did not I'll get this right. And trust me, when you accept responsibility, you accept that you're wrong, you are able to find out a right path, right? And when you find out a right path, just by saying, okay, fine, this thing didn't work out, or I messed up with this. And be careful of your vocabulary. Don't say you fail, because it's an event. It's not you, the person. Something did not occur. That's why it says 1,000 ways, according to Thomas Edison. Something did not occur a certain way does not mean you failed. It just didn't work out. So use that vocabulary instead. So back on track. So what was I talking about again? Sorry about that. So I was saying you find the right way, right? You find the right section. When you accept responsibility and say, oh, for instance, let's say you're selling t-shirts and you're making like 1 sales per month. Don't say you failed in t-shirt business. Just say, you know what, maybe t-shirt is not for me. Why don't I try like bags, tote bags, or why don't I try like jewelries, or why don't I try something else, shoes or whatever, or brands, whatever. But you now find a path. And the good thing about accepting responsibility, I don't know if it does something in your neurons. I actually did not do my research in regards to that, but it makes you think a different way that you've never thought before. It's just like when you're lost in the road, right? When you have your GPS, and you're navigating your way through like a one-way street, and then you realize, oh, I'm on the wrong way. Your head, your brain, your neuron tells you, no, you're on the wrong way. Well, yeah, like, turn left. Sorry, I was just going to, my Nigerian slangs. So your head tells you, man, woman, turn left. So. Sorry, I didn't do that on purpose. Anyway, so when that happens, you automatically turn left. Why? You're finding another way because you accept the responsibility that you were on the wrong track. And trust me, a lot of people don't know they do this, but they do. They do. Take this into account. Accept responsibility. And I just wanted to say a little joke. There's a president right now that cannot come to the conclusion that he lost an election. I'm not going to mention him. I know you know. He just needs to accept it that, okay, fine. Maybe not this time for me. Maybe I would win another time. And then you fix it up there. You don't have to, kill yourself just because one thing does not work. I was actually like that. I was actually very structured. If something does not work, I'm like, I need this to work. I need this to work. What if God is trying to tell you, no, man, woman, I don't need you to have it this way. I want you to have it the other way. And you find out that the other way is actually better. So always accept responsibility. Now, the last but not the least is bouncing back. And when you bounce back, the good thing, and responsibility actually, responsibility is like the doorway or the hedge of the door to bouncing back, because you need to accept responsibility, find the right path, and then you bounce back. So it's like, it's like the road that leads to the, how do I say that again? Is it the road that leads to the house, or the road that leads to the destination, whatever. So bouncing back, I'm gonna give you one more quote from Grant Cardone. It says, never quit and you're guaranteed to find your greatness. So bouncing back, and I know a couple of people who didn't bounce back from the Wright brothers, the people who found airplane. Do you know they were actually not the first people who found airplane? Like, there was a certain man who found airplane before they did, but he quit just because he wasn't getting enough revenue or whatever. I can't really remember his name, but I'll probably mention that on my next podcast after doing eloquent research on it. So you have to bounce back, right? For me, the breaking point for me was while I was in the university. There was a time I was not doing well in biochemistry, and I had to switch from biochemistry to a different degree right now. And I graduated with honors. I did excellently well. And the thing is, this is the thing. I was stuck in. I was like, I have to do this bio. I don't know. It's something in our head. It took me a while to figure it out. This isn't working for you. And this is where I said it on the previous episode. You need to get a mentor. I had to go to an accountability partner that told me, hey, you're not doing well. Your grades are dropping. You need to switch to a program that you love and you can actually do the work. Because it's not that biochemistry was hard. I was just not understanding the stuff they're talking about. Like, it wasn't ingrained in me. But the moment I switched to a different program, not only were the stuff interesting to me, I enjoyed reading it. I anticipate to read it, right? So you always have to bounce back. And the good thing about bouncing back is you are rebranded. It's a rebranded you. And I watch a lot of celebrities. Each time, like, they move from one style of music to another, or they release a different, it's always different, right? It's always different. And bouncing back does not necessarily really mean you feel that something didn't work out. Bouncing back could mean you're rebranding. So always endeavor to bounce back. If you bounce back, you're gonna stand out. If you bounce back, you're gonna rise. Let me just get to my you go blow. let me go to Nigerian slang. You go blow. So just bounce back, rise up, and fly, man. If you do these 3 things I'm telling you to do, trust me, you will stand out. So enough. Oh my goodness, we're running out of time. So I'm just gonna recap all the 9 things you need to do in order to stand out. Number 1, have a non-negotiable why. 2, be exceptional. 3, give value. 4, get a routine. 5, incorporate system. 6, get a mentor. 7, accept adversity and failure. What is the 8th one? 8th, accept responsibility. And 9, bouncing back. And I believe if you incorporate all these 9 things, you will stand out for sure. Because I've read books, and I'm currently reading another book right now, The Millionaire Mindset, I believe. And trust me, most of these writers, authors, coaches, mastermind gurus, they tell you, hey, I feel that this thing and this, I have a mentor. Like, they all see the exact same thing that I just rapped out to you. So please like, share, click on the notification bell, subscribe. Oh, one more thing before I forget. I just opened a store on my website at beworship.org. Please go there. If you have iPhone, you can purchase iPhone, any type of iPhone. If you want to get like a mug, if you want your face mask. So if your face mask right now is defective, or it got saggy, you lose the strings, you can go purchase, and it's really good quality. It has it's in red color, I believe, red, blue, purple, white, and I have a great design. It's for women. I'm sorry, men, I don't have any for you, but if you can buy it for your wife, your fiance, your girlfriend, you can buy it for your mom, your sister, or a female colleague that you have, or your manager or your boss as a birthday present or as a Christmas gift. Okay, see you another time, and have a great Monday. Enjoy your week.